Hello, darling boys and girls, drag kings and queens, one and all. It's the lovely Spider Storm here. Yes, I said spider and storm. See? Snowflakes. I know I'm white-skinned, but what did you expect with the Queen of the Cold? And Father, who's of the web-slinging variety, web-slinging and creating variety and crawling variety. Yes, as you can tell, my hair is rather natural and it's white like my mother's. But if you watched my previous video, you have seen me singing, "Let it go, let it go." No. The fact you've seen that should tell you something. And my costumes should also tell you, and give you a clues to my name. Yes, my black tiara is a little different from my mother's, so I damn well should be. Now, I probably sound far too British for your liking, but tough shite. I'm a drag queen, and that means I'm not going to be perhaps as polite as I should be. Now, what am I making this video for? Well, darlings, let me tell you. One, not only to tell you that there was a slight, well, fuck-up of some of the words, perhaps in Let It Go from Frozen. Now, and I'm sure if you have children at home, or you don't, or you have youngsters in the family, they'll know exactly who it was who sings, or is, who sings Frozen, which character it is. Well, sings Let It Go anyway. Now, as sparkles go, I have decided that this video is more of not just that, but also to tell you, that's any future drag kings and or queens, by the way, at home watching this on YouTube, because this is not live, darlings. This is not live. Never will it ever be so. Ooh, ouch. See, getting this exactly right is never going to be easy. Now, one slight more thing, which I might just do for you. Oh, you can't see me. Never mind, bugger. No, my dears. So, this is also going to be, if you subscribe to my channel and ask in the comments box below, at the end, at the bottom here, somewhere of the video, when you watch it on YouTube, what you will be able to do is write something like along the lines of this. Spider Storm, great video, liked it lots. Would love to get some advice on being a drag king or queen. So, first of all, for the drag queens, as want to be a drag queen, that is, whether well known or not, at the moment I'm not very well known at all. But the fact is I'm a drag queen or female impersonator, and I'm also an actress stroke actor, depending on your point of view, of course. No, I am not a transvestite or transsexual. I am just basically a man who puts on a female voice and occasionally, on the odd random occasion, dresses up as a lady or a woman, whatever you want to call it. And that's basically what a drag queen is. Now, the opposite is a drag king. Now, this is a lady or a woman who dresses up as a man or a bloke. So, excuse my hair for a moment. Oh, hair malfunctions are one of the most boring and inconvenient wardrobe malfunctions for anyone who's an entertainer of sorts. Although my boob malfunction is never a problem anymore. I won't go into that right now. Now, I'm hoping if you're in Bristol, particularly in the city centre of Bristol, or in around that area and very close to it, or going to go there and you don't, but you live on somewhere in the places, the outskirts of Bristol, that you're going to see me there, and this is basically what I shall be wearing. I shall probably be having some sort of little handbag on my arm or something, But I won't be making any videos of it at all, because that's up to the Bristol people behind Bristol Pride. So that's not going to be my affair. Yes, I don't wear makeup. Do I care? No. And I really don't. Oops, I just stood on a bloody bugger. Just on a buggering snail shell. It was obviously a dead one, but still. Ugh! See what I mean? Hair malfunction. Woo. Yuck. Hair malfunctions are bad enough as they are. Bad enough. Still, anyway, so for drag queens, the first thing you've got to be able to do as a drag queen, to embrace, is first of all, embrace the woman. Your inner lady. Your inner female. Your inner goddess, if you will. Because Storm, of course, if you know your Marvel Comics, was, well, Marvel Comics from the actual comics themselves, or, of course, cartoon series or even films, but if you know your history of the Marvel Comics character of Storm from the X-Men, you'll know that when she was growing up, because of her power, her mutant power to control or manipulate the forces of nature, that's i.e. the weather, she was there at some point worshipped in Africa as a goddess because of that. And she's supposed to be descended from a long line of African priestesses, or high priestesses, who have the power to control weather, white hair, and of course, well, blue eyes. Now, I could wear blue contact lenses, special one, which change my iris colour, but I've decided not to. So they're actually my natural own green colour. As you can see here. Now, that's why I did that little close-up there. Now, so that's the first bit. Secondly, you've got to embrace the inner woman. And if you know some women very well, you'll know how womanly they are. And go, if you really, really want to go for it, for being a drag queen, I would first of all suggest that perhaps maybe you think about, I don't know, excuse you can't see me, but I'm walking through where there's not much light. I can see where I'm going, but you can't see my face at the moment. So that's all right. But also, I suggest you might think about probably, no, lost my tiara. No, that wouldn't be good. No, would it now, darlings? Now, one other, well, so first two steps completed. You embraced your inner goddess. Step number 2. You have embraced, well, this is step number 2. So step number 1 is completed. Step number 2, to embrace the woman. Now, your inner woman. You're going to, whoops, not too tall. Anyway, with high heels on particularly. Now, so to do that, you must visualize a woman you know. But I would suggest when you do that also, that you embrace more of a, well, the most feminine of a woman you know. And for boys who are gay and really want to be drag queens, even if you're straight or bisexual and you want to be a drag queen as well, I would also suggest that you embrace the most fabulous of women, one of the most fabulous women's, cartoon women and superhero type women. So such as She-Ra, although she's muscular, she still sticks with her femininity. Although she's not very masculine, she's more feminine than masculine, although she can be masculine in a way, is Wonder Woman. She's a good example. Again, she's a good example. Or some of the female Avengers, perhaps, such as Black Widow. The Black Widow. Or maybe, let me think. Well, that's just some examples. But the point is you embrace the inner woman and be as feminine as possible. So fake boobs are a must, all right, boys? Now, now, I'm trying to be a clean drag queen, although that ain't easy, trust me. Or is not, as I should say. Now, I probably sound far too posh. So, another tip to embrace the woman, to complete step number 2, if you really want to feminize your woman and your drag queen, is put on a higher pitched voice, like I have done. There might be a few lower tones in your voice, but that's not too bad, because here and there it gives you a bit more authority, particularly when you have to stand up and defend yourselves, perhaps, if you have had to do, even as a woman. To practice your acting skills and your voice acting skills. It's rather good to be able to do that too. Now, how am I walking around in high heels? Well, that's step 3. Now, so that is how you basically cover steps 1 and 2. Now let's cover step 3. Now I'll have to put this down. I can't turn the camera around. So now, high hill walking. Now that's one of the most difficult, besides getting the fake boobs, which I could have got a great tip for you, but I'll come to that in step 4. So that's a step, yeah. Now, step number 3, high hills. Now, if you've got rather big feet like I have, so size 11 and beyond, get at least size 11, size 10 to 11 or size 9. Well, if you've got size 9 feet as a man, you should be able to get away with whatever the equivalent in the women's size would be, as I have had to do. Now, all my high heels I have never ever brought anywhere else in particular except for New Look. So it's a proper woman's shop, okay? Well, in fact, they also do men's clothing, but they do women's clothing more so, and they do, of course, women's shoes. Now, this is the really good bit about this, is that, whoopsie-daisy, apparently Spiderstorm is a little bit tipsy, although she shouldn't be yet. She hasn't had anything to drink yet. So, anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yes. Now, so, if you're size 11 like myself, or a little bit bigger, you will go to New Look and go for size 9 or 10, if they can get it for you, because they might order it in wide fit, because usually men with big feet tend to have the wide. It's more common for a man with big feet to have his feet be quite wider and quite not very narrow, like a woman's foot, woman's feet. So once you've got your high heels, now don't start off too high or a hill that is far too thin. Start off with this type of pair, which I'm going to show you now. Yes, they were a summery pair when I brought them. They still are. But the fact is, the heels here are 2 inches thick, and they're quite height-wise, and they're chunky, as you can see. So that way, you can tell, basically, hang on, excuse me, that basically, that they're not only comfortable to walk in, but the bottom is flat, and it's going to really support you. Because if you have too thin a high heel when you first do it, you're going to end up, and they're too tall. One raw warning is what you're going to do is, well, probably end up either spraining an ankle or breaking your ankle, or probably end up falling and breaking other bones, including your neck. So, safety first, girls, and I do mean safety first. That is paramount. Safety first. Important. Very, 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 very important, you know, girls. Now, so, that's tip number 2. That's tip and step number 3. Now, so, well, of course, now, well, we haven't quite, well, we're still in step number 3. That's the first tip for step number 3. So, you've got a New Look. You've got your size 9 wide fit shoes. I'm telling you my story about this for the tip, for this, to cover this step. And obviously, you wait till you get home. You try them on, make sure they fit. Probably best to take your shoes off, your shoes and your socks off as well, girls. I mean, boys. Well, whatever. Anyway, so yes. Now, the next bit is to then walk them a little bit in the shop when you try them on, and then obviously know that, you know, if you're perfect, if you think they're perfect and they're the right price, buy them. Whatever your financial situation, trust me. And you can save up. You can always save up and get them to order them for you. As I said in New Look, they will do that for you. Then, and you've got your first pair of high heels, 2-inch thick heels, height-wise, remember, girls, height-wise. So here to there, height-wise. Now, that's the second. That's easy. Now, the next bit is practicing walking in them. So you might have walked in them a little bit in the shop and had a few stumbles here and there, but the more you practice, so always that you get a chance, before you get your costume together, practice walking in the high heels. Because that will get used to the balancing in the high heels, so standing still in them and balancing in them, and of course, walking in them and balancing whilst walking in them. Now, that too will also get you used to walking in high heels, and practice for example, in wherever you live, your house or your apartment or your bedsit or whatever it is, up and down walking. You've got a bit of a garden or something, well, do it. And if necessary, if you have to practice, walk from your home to the nearest high street. That's a longer walk. But again, it will allow you to get used to being in the high heels and walking in them. It really will, trust me, girls. It really will. And, well, that's another tip. So then, once you've mastered walking in high heels, obviously I have, to the most highest, well, not highest, but certainly best degree that I'm happier with, even with a few occasional stumbles here and there, because obviously new high heels take a bit of time to adjust. But what you can then start to do is increase the height of your heels, so have taller heels, so have heels that are taller and thicker in their heights, because that'll add height to you anyway, whatever height you are. Myself, I'm 6'1", so it's quite a tall for a drag queen, but anyway, never mind. So then you can experiment. You can get nice, smart, posh ones like these black and white ones here. These sparkly ones which are silver and gold, as you can see. And yes, the sparkle goes all the way down to the heel. Yes, as I said, so the sparkle goes all the way down to the heels. And again, in the gold sparkly pair, again, the sparkle goes all the way down to the heel, except at the bottom of the heel, but most of the heel, all those I'm wearing right now, which are red to go with the spider leg costumes. Whoops. My hair's doing it again. Getting on my nerves. Now. Our other colour, heels to go to the costume you're basically going to wear as a drag queen. So also, because you want to have quite a collection of high heels. So this other pair that I might wear with my main costume is, of course, these blue pair. I brought them yesterday in New Look. Again, they're the right size. So their heels really, really skinny. So that was quite the challenge. So yes, but again, you know, you get used to it and you, do it rather well. Now, there's another pair here somewhere which I don't seem to be seeing at the moment, which I'm a bit worried that I don't see them, but there's also a pair here which are pink. Now, these pink pairs are rather good as well, because they're like the ones, the blue ones, except they're not on. Again, they've got a nice point, good colour, skinny heel, but they're about 3 inches or something. As I said, or something. I'm just going to put them away again. But they go with a particular costume, in part, which I've got, which I am quite chuffed with. And again, they're quite comfortable because they're the right size. Because that is the paramount importance with high heel wearing, even as a man, even in drag, is that you are here they are. Is that you are comfortable in your heels. And these are the grey ones that I brought yesterday. As you can see, they've got a nice, slightly skinny heel, but they're very like the pink ones and the black ones, except obviously they don't have those little ankle straps, which I really do not get on. And I took them away. I took them away from the black and white ones as well, because I do not like, to this day, the high heels with, of course, with open toes, and I never have done. So, and none of the women in my family do either. When when I was growing up and realised, I realised I had a talent for being a woman, voice-wise, as you can probably tell. I didn't really practice as much as I got older, but I'm practicing it again and embracing it and trying to remember how to be high-pitched and womanly, or at least as womanly as I can damn well be, being a man, that is, underneath all this. Now, and occasionally maybe get some womanly jewellery, even if it's fake. Something that suits your character, or you personally, but it's womanly. But, don't go, and if you want to go feminine on the way, if you want to go more feminine, do something like painting your nails with a nail varnish or something. Or get yourself fake nails and then have them stuck on somehow permanently. or not permanently, but you know, and then have those painted or something. You know, all sorts of crazy little things you can do. And yes, sometimes you might have to brush the wig fringe back a bit with your hands or the comb or something, or a brush. 'Cause there will be times and it'll get on your nerves and you will want to kill it and destroy it and think it's a living thing when it isn't. But it comes from real hair, you know, real hair. People hair, of course. Best hair there is for fake hair. Now, also, you don't necessarily have to shave your eyebrows here, which is, you know, not going to happen. Not with me. Don't necessarily have to shave your beard, although, you know, if it's a bit over the top with it, then yes, maybe you should shave your beard. But it's like this little bit of stubble isn't going to do too much damage. So, now, that's step 3. Now, step 4, of course, is the fake boobs. Now, how are you going to make give your drag queen alter ego boobs to make yourself more womanly? Well, what I did was took 2 types of fake boobs from a costume shop, which are rather good. I won't say the name of the costume shop yet, because I will send you there for your costume, or I won't, depending on my point of view. Or I might, no, I think I won't actually. Actually, no, I think I won't. Yes, that's better. Now, there's 2 types which I have combined. Stag fake boobs and blow-up fake boobs. Now, what you do, obviously with the first part of the boobs, is you blow them up. So they're like water wings, and you need to blow them up and put the air in. That gives them the slightly real feel. Then you need to take the stag do boobs. Now, you will see from the fake boobs, that are the blow-up boobs, that the material is divided into 6 segments once you blow it up. Stick double-sided tape and either the 6 pieces on the segments of each segment of the blow-up boobs, and then secure in place. But before doing this, fit the blow-up boobs. Just try fitting without this double-sided tape. The blow-up boobs to the non-blow-up boobs, which I tell you will not be easy. Then if they fit that way, then add the sticky tape onto the 6 segments of each of the blow-up boobs. There's 6, remember, so that's 12. So anyway, I can't be bothered with all that mumbo-jumbo. Then stick the blow-up fake boobs inside the stag do fake boobs, and Bob is your uncle. If you have an actual Uncle Bob, of course, then lucky you. That way, and you've done. That's one part. Now that's basically the tips on how to achieve and accomplish step 4. Now, step 5 is a bit more difficult. It's getting your hair, and of course, your hair accessories if you feel you need them. So, first of all, get a good wig. So go to a good costume shop and get the brand name, which is the name of the wig brand, called Smithies. And they do a lot of costume replica stuff and all that kind of thing in lots of different costume shops. It does not matter to the costume shop where you go. And I know if you're Bristolians, you'll know some of the costume shops I know as well. Although I use one more than the other. And then, so once you've got your wig, then think about hair accessories, such as the tiara here that I'm wearing. But don't copy me, girls, because I shall know, trust me. I shall know if you copy my look, my dears. And then once you've got that part, and the heels and everything else, that's good. Because then you have to start thinking about, maybe, I don't know, say, for example, well, yes, costume. And as the saying goes, clothes maketh the man, well, clothes maketh the drag queen, or drag queen if you are drag kings and wanting advice how to do the same. Now, and it really is about costume. So, that's how to achieve step 5, and how to achieve step now. So step 6 is costume. So once you've done the wig part and the head, any hair accessories, such as my own, then the other point that you have to, the other tip, of course, is costume. This is step 6, which is costume. So before you start, putting the costume together and start, buying the high heels and everything, even if you like them, think of what kind of drag queen you're going to be and really work hard on your name. And if there's a woman that is inspiring, whether she's real or not in some sort of way, do it. Use her. Use her. Or for the drag kings out there, use the man that you find rather inspiring and you admire. Again, all those, whatever reasons they might be, as I said about, using perhaps maybe She-Ra or Wonder Woman or any woman that inspires you or you admire for whatever reason. That's the first part. So in the beginning, when you get the feeling in your mind that that's what you want to do with your career, or just do it for fun or something like that, but you want to dress as a drag queen, you want to be a drag queen in some way, well, buggering well, do it. But really think really hard and concentrate on images that come to you and what you really should do for a name. Well, some people tell me that they should be innuendos, but they don't have to. They do not have to be. No, they can be whatever you feel is appropriate. Don't copy my name, though, because that took forever for me to get it, and it is copyrighted, my dears. I'm sure you all know what the copyright symbol looks like. So then once that's decided on what you're going to do, your name will also influence your costume. So you could go for ages and years and so on and so forth, just not settling on a name and thus not working on your costume or any other of the steps I've talked to you about, until you've settled on your name. Now, this should have probably been one of the first tips, but I thought I'd leave it a bit because, well, but the first part I decided on was, of course, the heels. So that was the tip. Well, that wasn't one of the first tips, but anyway, never mind. Whatever. Anyway, so, but and then begin on your costume, because your name will influence your costume. So that is a tip of how you should do it. So, now you can take costumes such as my own. I'm not going to say what they are. Well, one of them is quite obvious. But I couldn't get another replica costume of the other part of my name, so I decided to do what I've done. But you might recognise the other part of my costume. I don't care if you do. I don't care if you don't. Sorry, but I do not either way. Oh, I'm going to worry about that. As long as you do not copy my costume exactly, because I will have your head, in a way, for that. And if you're a performing drag queen and you see this, again, I will also have your performance license off you for copyright. Breaches of copyright, my dear girls. Now, also imagine that I'm also a teacher in a school of drag, because I would like to start that as one of my dreams. And don't take that dream away from me, because I will also find out if you have done so. Now, I won't tell you more than that. About that, actually. That's a good idea for now. So, then decide on your name and then begin your costume. So this is step 7. Costume, girls. Costume. And so you've got all the other bits. So start putting your costume together, even if you make it yourself. Now, if you're really good at sewing and, being basically a seamstress, then good for you. Because you're obviously you've got some skills that are lifelong skills and very, very important. I don't, obviously. I've had to buy my costume and put it together. But either way, if you have to do what I have had to do, it does not matter. What matters is, when putting the costume together, is the drag queen, the one who is doing the drag, you like the results. And if you want to learn how to be a drag queen properly, and how to embrace the inner woman as well, another little tip here, but step 8, watch other drag queens, either at Pride events or on the television or something like that, such as good examples. if you can find some clips of her on YouTube, then Dame Edna Everage. Yes, she was Australian, and yes, she was apparently straight in real life. But, oh yes, she might have put on a high-pitched voice, but I'm not copyrighting her in any way, because I'm British. She was Australian. There is quite a considerable difference, my dears. And she called everyone possums, which I don't know what they are, and I don't wish to know what a bloody possum is. Thank you very much. Now, so very good. So also Lily Savage, portrayed by the fabulously, just as equally as brilliant as a presenter on television, even out of drag, Paul O'Grady. Again, RuPaul's a good one, and of course she's portrayed by RuPaul Charles. So if you watched RuPaul's Drag Race, either series 1 or 2 or 3, as I think it is now, then good, because you've got inspiration. And if you've seen, if you're going to some gay bars and gay venues, and they have, they've got a bar and everything, they've got some drag queens to there to perform for you, even if they're their hostess drag queen, like the Retreat in Bristol, that is no longer available anymore. And Bristol drag queens and all the gay pride people who go to Gay Pride, and perhaps maybe go to the gay scene in Bristol, will know exactly where I was talking about and where it was. Anyway, which one of the drag queens in particular who I mentioned now, such as Miss Mitch, was the resident hostess drag queen there. Anyway, so there are a lot of drag queens there are many drag queens you can get, and if you watch them see them on stage at Gay Pride, that'll be good as well, because you'll learn, you'll see how they behave and everything else about it. But there's so many. There are so many in the UK, you would not believe how many there are who are not famous. Besides myself, of course. But Miss Match, I just mentioned. Miss Damina McCall, you'll know, some of you will know her. Fanny Dazzle, some of you will know. What others will they know? Oh yes, a lot of you will know Dr. Beverly Ball Crusher. Some of you will probably know Tina Sparkle. And loads of you will know Miss Beaver, although her alter ego was rather rude to me on Grindr once, and I'm sure if you're gay or bisexual, or you'll know what Grindr is. Now, the other part, the other drag queens, let me think. Oh yes, the drag with no name. Now, there are so many there. Crystal Lubricant, she's rather gorgeous, and, although she wears makeup, she's absolutely gorgeous beyond measure. I've already said Miss Match. Now, I've got to think of some of the drag queens that have done Pride, and I've seen in places. I can't think. Ah, well. And of course, watch me as well, because these are my videos to help you out, and I've done some other videos. I haven't put on a high-pitched voice in some of the others, but I have worn some other costumes of well-known characters, perhaps, and not so well-known characters, but character ideas. But please, all those videos are copyrighted, and the ideas are subject to copyright, so please do not copy in any way, shape, or form. So, and if you're lucky enough, perhaps, to go and see Aladdin at the theatre, well, on stage, then my suggestion is look at the character of Widow Twankey. That's always a drag queen, I can assure you. Or some other characters that are supposed to be female and not. Well, not, at least underneath. Oh, gosh. Continuous hair malfunction. And when you go to a Pride event, or something like that, you might, if it's a whole day thing, Pride Day, such as it will be in July, on the 15th, here in Bristol. Sorry, 14th, get my days right. I think my spider senses are tingling, not my weather senses. Now, that's it. Yes. Also, yes. Well, now sometimes you might see drag queens at Pride that are not even on stage or anything. So you will see me at Pride if you're going to Bristol Drag Pride on the 14th of July, 2018 this year. You will see me there, and this is basically what I shall be wearing. And I really mean it. If I do, I will go mad if I see an exact replica of me. I'm sorry, but I can't share my looks with anyone. No beauty regime tips or anything like that. I'm not going to share any of that with you. Oh, and, now, I've just lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah, oh, yes. And, but you might also see some, perhaps, drag queens who are not exactly on stage or anything, but they're there, and they might do the children's corners, if you know from last year. And I did see one drag queen. I was not in drag myself, but I did see one, and she was basically reading the children a story. So yes, there was a story time for children, so that wasn't too bad. And there was a drag queen doing that. I don't know if she was rude or polite or whatever, but, well, in front of children. Anyway, but there are so many drag queens you can watch and get inspiration from, and admiration for, of course. So really do really research this and really work hard. Because if you work hard, girls, you can become drag queens. So, and basically the tips are exactly, those are all the tips and steps you need to cover, and the tips how to cover them. And basically, well, I suppose that's it really. Now the tips and the tips how to do them will be more or less the same for drag kings. So I'm sure there are some drag kings out there who will be doing similar videos like this, perhaps possibly to teach you how, you girls, that is, drag kings, you boys, how to be drag kings. Now, there you have it. That's everything I need to say to you. But, good luck, good night, sweet dreams, and I really do hope, well, I love you all, and my best wishes to each and every one of you, and goodbye for now, my darling dears. Until next time.